If you don't plan on falling down on your face at the computer in the next couple of minutes, check out this look at 10 musicians who died while performing.
10.
Johnny Guitar Watson was a blues musician who obviously got his name from playing the guitar. Hopefully I didn't have to tell you that for you to get it. But he claimed to have, quote, started that shit that Jimi Hendrix was known for on stage, referring to the eccentric behavior he did while performing. Despite his act possibly being stolen, Watson had some decent chart success of his own with over 1 million albums sold. Decades into his career and still going, he was finishing up his 1996 tour in Japan and only got into the first song before shoving his mic stand into the audience and falling over from a heart attack.
9.
Minju Katz was a Romanian pianist who died at the age of 52 in 1978, and it was due to heart problems, like many artists you'll see in this video. He was actually aware of his heart problems and performed against doctors' orders, as he supposedly survived life in concentration camps and believed he could therefore overcome anything. However, during a recital in Istanbul, Minju died from a heart attack partway through a Beethoven sonata.
8.
Skinny Dennis Sanchez got his name from having Marfan syndrome, a disease that caused his well above average height of 6 foot 11 inches and diminutive weight of 135 pounds. When looking like that, it's probably quite hard to picture this guy as a country musician, though he played an upright bass instead of singing, though that would have been a pretty funny sight to see. Marfan syndrome usually results in defects of the heart valves, and in Dennis's case, he died from heart failure while playing bass on stage. The Skinny Dennis bar is named after him, and the website says it's located in the heart of Williamsburg, New York. Hopefully that's an unintentional pun.
7.
Leslie Harvey, guitarist for Stone the Crows, joined the 27 Club while performing outside on a rainy day because he touched a microphone that wasn't grounded in the earth and he was electrocuted. If you don't know what grounding is, it's a process that prevents electricity from shocking whoever touches an object. And the show taking place outside while surrounded by water was an idiotic move and a clear disaster waiting to happen.
6.
Opera singer Leonard Warren died very ironically, suffering a cerebral hemorrhage after belting out his final verse, which included the line, quote, "To die, a momentous thing." What was supposed to happen in the performance was he would open up a wallet, look at its contents, and sing, "He is safe, oh joy," but instead he hit the floor face first and yelled, help me," before dying shortly afterwards.
5.
Mike Scaccia was the lead guitarist for several metal bands, including Ministry, which he was active in for nearly 3 decades. 3 days before Christmas 2012, he was performing for his friend and bandmate Bruce Corbett, who was celebrating his 50th birthday. Sometime into the set, Mike fell down on stage and was pronounced dead about 12 hours later. The initial cause of death was ruled a seizure from strobe lighting, which is a little bit of a stretch, and it was shortly changed to a heart attack. Mike's doctor told him he'd be lucky to live another 5 years shortly before his death, and Bruce recalls his friend's unusual desire to not drink alcohol before playing that night. Despite being about to die, he claims that Mike gave one of his best performances that night.
4.
Nelson Eddy was a baritone opera singer, radio star, and actor who may best be known for co-starring in numerous films with his singing partner Jeanette MacDonald. What, you haven't heard of Nelson Eddy? That's okay, cause I didn't either until I started making this video, though at the height of his 40-year career, he was the highest paid singer in the entire world, which reflects more on my idiocy than his potential irrelevancy. Eddy and MacDonald released what would be their final album called Favorites in Stereo before Jeanette died a few years later. Not too long after that, Nelson told an interviewer that he would sing until he dropped. Unfortunately, later that same day, he had a cerebral hemorrhage while performing at a hotel and died within a few hours. Funny enough, when Nelson died, he was actually considered a joke because opera was thought of as very outdated. Within a few decades, his legacy has now become revered within classical music circles. Doesn't that sound like 30-year-old men right now acting like Rugrats and Full House were the best TV shows of the 90s?
3.
Marc Sandman was the bassist for a band called Morphine and is known for playing a 2-string bass as well as creating his own instruments. He died at the age of 46 while playing a show in Italy during the hot summer weather of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, having a heart attack and dying instantly. The suspected cause of death was thought to be drugs, mostly due to people being naive and literally thinking the band name Morphine implied he was a drug addict. The main factor was his cigarette smoking, which at the time was a pack a day. Music journalist Michael Azerrad talked to Sandman's girlfriend, who recalled a time where they were together at home and he may have suffered a mini stroke. The weather combined with an already weak heart and smoking habit sounds rather obvious, although rumors that sound like they came from a middle school floated around for so long because Sandman is Jewish and their culture prevents autopsies from being done.
2,
Dimebag Darrell is probably the most recognizable name on this list, as you should know him as the guitarist for Pantera. In December 2004, he was playing a show in Ohio with his other band Damage Plan, where he was fatally shot by a crazy ex-Marine named Nathan Gale. Gale killed 3 more people and injured 7 others before getting shot in the face and killed by police while attempting to take a fan hostage. The exact reason why he committed the murder is unknown, although there are some theories, such as Nathan being upset about Pantera breaking up, which is stupid because they'd never get back together if one of the members was dead. Another rumor was Dimebag somehow stealing a song he wrote. I'm not even gonna try explaining that one. Before I get to number 1, hit the like button down below if you're enjoying the video so far and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thanks!
1,
In early 2003, the Station Nightclub fire killed 100 people and injured 230 others. The building erupted in flames when pyro from the headlining band Great White went off and caught fire after hitting sound-insulating foam that was on the walls and ceiling. The band had just started their opening song when the fire began, and the crowd thought it was part of the act. Unfortunately, the song's accompanying music video also features Great White performing around fire, so people were extremely slow to react. Apparently, even when being yelled at to leave the building, many people in the audience simply stood there until the fire engulfed the entire room. Lead guitarist Ty Longley died in the fire, along with many others who were either too late to react and didn't leave the stage area in time, or panicked too hard and ran to the same exit, which led to a mess of people stacked on top of each other in a heap, unable to move as flames and black smoke washed over the room and killed them.